Shalom, Kahalo Yahal Bashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakudash. Double honors to the elder apostles and other bishops of GMS, including the others that came before them that taught us His truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the WW3 Daily update, and this is the last one of this week. Shalom and salutations to you. All right, so I saw that Dina Calmetta had a pretty good little 10-minute summary of what's going on in World War III. So we're going to let her give the update. But first, we're going to start with these nukes in 2nd Ezra's 16th chapter. Let's see. Start right here, the plagues. Well, let's start here, the sword. Okay. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? What sword? If I whet my glittering sword, right here. Deuteronomy 32 and 41. If I whet my glittering sword in my hand, take hold on judgment. How is the Most High going to judge the world as we know it right now? With that fire. Last time he did it in the time of Noah was with water. This time will be with fire. What fire? Nuclear fire. I will render vengeance to mine enemies, and I will reward them that hate me. Okay, what do you mean, wet my glittering sword? My sword shall be bathed in heaven. Let's see, bathed in heaven, right here. Behold, who is the Most High's enemies? Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword, missiles, shall be bathed in heaven. They're going to be up in the sky. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. What is Idumea? That's America. That's where the Idumeans live, the Edomites. And upon the people of my curse. My sword, that sword is a plague. This is talking about those nuclear missiles. Okay? Whether you understand it or not. Okay? A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Some nukes. A fire, what do them nukes do? How is the world going to end? Not in water this time. That's what the real reason for the rainbow is. All right? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues. What plagues? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he? That may drive them away. What plagues? Get the plague. You should be good at this by now. Zechariah 14, right? Let's get the plague. Plague is sent on that ass. And this will be the plague with which the Lord shall Salakia. And this shall be the plague, 12, wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. What plague? Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Can we get that? Let's see. Let's get Judgment Day. Let's see. What is it? Terminator. Terminator X. Terminator. Nuke scene. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, there it is. See this? See that? See that burning fire? You see this nuke, the mushroom cloud? You see Sarah Connor? Look at this. When all them nukes hit, this is the plague. Now let's go back and read it again. This is Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That. No tongue there, no eyes, and no flesh consumed away. Right? Before, after. Before, eyes, after, burning and fuel of fire. Let's finish this. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it hath began to burn? May one turn again an arrow, okay, sword, plague, arrow that is shot of a strong archer. What is a broken arrow? If I type in broken arrow, okay, it's a movie that you right. Slovakia. Broken arrow is what? All right, here's the movie. Terrorists steal what? Nuclear warheads. Okay. This is about nukes. An arrow is a nuclear missile. Let's get it over here. Where's the wiki? Wikipedia. Broken arrow. This is a city located. Wow. You know that's going down. Where's Wikipedia? Do it like this. It is a movie. What the hell? To our readers. Can I get beyond this bullshit? Right here. Slovakia. Music, songs, other. Sending me away because too many brothers have gone in. Summer camp, entertainment, definition. See how this devil broke zero. Bear with me. Ha! Broken arrow definition doesn't exist. Sure it does. Sure it does. Okay. Bear with me. The devil. See, he's upped his game. And see, the men of the Lord, we're smarter than that. Right? What comes up first? All right, this ain't no movie. Nuclear weapons accidents. See how the devil tries to hide shit because they know that we do this. Since 1950, there have been 32 what? Nuclear weapon. Why when you type in broken arrow, this comes up? Nuclear weapons accidents known as why was it so hard to find that? When you know that's exactly what it's a town in Oklahoma. Oh, it's a movie. No. It's about nuclear weapons accidents known as broken arrows. Why is it so hard to find that? See, but the men of the Lord, we're diligent like that. We know how to go around this devil's wily trick. I'll tell you what, 10 years ago, it wasn't that hard to do this. Now, you got to be diligent to show this devil, guess what? There's too much shit out there. You know what? There's too many pictures of Jesus Christ being painted black, okay, over in Russia, right? The truth is out there. You couldn't hide it all. Just like on the internet, right? You can't hide it all. You're trying. All right, back to it. This is talking about nuclear weapons. Back to this. A fire, that's that nuke, is sent among you. The sword is sent upon you. What is a sword? A glittering sword is a nuclear bomb, a nuclear missile. A fire sent among you. Who may quench it? Plagues. We just proved that with Sarah Connor. This will be the plague, right? May anyone turn again the arrow, not a broken one. This is a working one that is shot of a strong archer, the silo. May the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. What are the plagues? We got to go back. We got to go back. And this shall be the plague. Their flesh shall consume away. Did I go away from it? I did. I'll go back and get it. I'll get Sarah Connor gladly. The nuclear weapon. All right. The Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? What did I miss? Let me jump down here. For strong, this is 13. Revelation, Salakia. Second Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. What does that mean? What archer is out shooting an arrow from one end of the world to the other? Who's doing that? Okay, watch this. What does this mean? What is mad? What is mad? Images. Look at this. Ah, this is great. Look at this. What is this? Is this not showing what I'm talking about right here? Look at the arrows. Look at the archer. What is this? Look at this. That's the spirit. Mutually assured destruction. Why are these arrows? Why are they shooting arrows from one end? Is this Russia? Who's that? Is that Germany? Look at that. That's America. All right. Look at what they're wearing. These are the goose steppers over here, if you will. Okay. You see how that works? I'm going to use this later. That's too telling. Look at this. Mutually assured destruction. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this today. Mad. There we go. Right here. From one end, mutually assured destruction. Arrows being shot from one end into the ends of the world. Look at this. This is showing you this. See that? We're going to get to Dina. We'll get to Dina. I'm just, where is it? For strong, this is 2 Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Mutually assured destruction. This. Look at this. Okay? That's all we need. This is all we need. Okay? Now we'll let Dina. Come on, Dina, where are you at? Okay, so this is Dina Amelia Calmeda, right? An hour ago, Russia may add what? What are we talking about? Nuke first strike strategy. Russia may add nuke first strike strategy to, period. Turkey threatens Greece, and UN demands Israel surrender nukes. You see that word threaten? That's how we'll end this video. Okay, and then demand. Threats and demands. Wars and rumors. News. Reports. Come on, Dina, give us that report.
Welcome back again, everyone. It's Dina Calmeda here. And for today's news, I'd like to start with Turkey and Greece. The Times of Israel is reporting that Greece's foreign ministry has slammed what it calls Turkish threats of war after the Turkish foreign ministry threatened to take action against
Turkish threats of war. I'm sorry. Salakia. I get excited.
calls Turkish threats of war after the Turkish foreign ministry threatened to take action against Greece in the wake of military exercises in the Aegean Sea. In a statement, the foreign ministry says that Turkey's repeated threats of war are completely unacceptable and notes that Greece respects international law and the United Nations law of the sea. Turkey insists that the deployment of soldiers or weapons on the eastern Greek island near its coast violates the island's non-military status according to international law. Greece counters that it needs to defend them against a potential attack from Turkey, noting that Turkey maintains a sizable military force on the western Turkish coast, just across from the islands. Finally, it reports that the Turkish foreign minister said that Greece needs to renounce its violation. Either it steps back on the issue and abides by the agreement, or will do whatever is necessary. So those are definitely some fighting words coming from Turkey. And this tension between Greece and Turkey has definitely been heating up in recent months. And as always, I will continue to keep you updated on that situation. In the meantime, the UN General Assembly this week voted with an overwhelming majority on a resolution calling for Israel to get rid of all of its nuclear weapons and place its nuclear sites under the supervision of the International Atomic Energy Agency.
Did she say nuclear? Nuclear weapons? That's what the Bible is saying. But it's written in code, in mystery, in dark sayings. Can you understand it?
Vote called on Israel to immediately sign the Nuclear Proliferation Treaty and not to develop, produce, test, or otherwise acquire nuclear weapons, to renounce their possession, and to place all of its unsafeguarded nuclear facilities under the full scope of the IAEA safeguards. Israel maintains a policy of nuclear opacity, although foreign estimates put its stockpile between 80 and 400 nuclear warheads. The nuclear resolution is the latest in a slew of anti-Israel resolutions that have passed through the GA by large margins. The GA voted in favor of the establishment of a Middle East zone free of nuclear and all other weapons of mass destruction. Israel has always said it would never introduce WMDs to the region. Israel's envoy to the UN said after the October resolution passed that the NPT is not relevant as long as countries don't respect it, and neither is it a catch-all for the unique security challenges of the Middle East. The fact that many countries in the region also don't recognize Israel's right to exist made it impossible to discuss establishing robust security architecture. Israel's envoy Roy went on to finally state that 4 out of 5 cases of serious violations of the NPT have occurred in the Middle East since it has come into force. She also cited Iran's illicit nuclear program and undeclared nuclear activities in Syria. The anti-Israel resolution joined 14 others that are brought up annually in the General Assembly and pass by huge margins. These include castigating Israel's occupation of the disputed territories, Judea, Samaria, the Golan Heights, and eastern Jerusalem, and the settlement enterprise, while at the same time supporting Palestinian rights to these areas as well as supplying the Palestinians with aid. So certainly a very interesting update to this report. Israel will eventually become
To this what? To this report.
supplying the Palestinians with aid. So certainly a very interesting update to this report. Israel will eventually become a cup of trembling for the world. And these are just the beginning phases that we're seeing right now. Now with that on the table.
Wait a minute. Who is the cup of trembling? You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians are going to become a cup of trembling to the world.
The world. And these are just the beginning phases that we're seeing right now. Now with that on the table, let's talk about Russia. The Russian Deputy Foreign Minister has warned that NATO is playing with fire by providing weapons shipments to Ukraine. He went on to state something that we have heard in the past before, but he said that NATO members are increasingly and directly involved in this conflict. Their support for Kyiv is now much more diversified than it was a few months ago. This is a reflection of Moscow's intentional policy, obediently pursued by the Europeans, of escalating the conflict. They are playing with fire, and the risks are soaring. The Deputy Foreign Minister stressed that Western countries are expanding weapon deliveries to Ukraine, including heavier, longer-range weapons. At the same time, he said, they slyly and deceitfully, by and large, try to create an impression that there is some kind of borderline, some kind of self-restraint in this regard, and we do not see anything like that. He warned Western countries against the consequences of these steps. Additionally, on Thursday, the head of Russia's delegation to the Vienna negotiations on military security and arms control said that NATO had a hand in the alleged Ukrainian drone strikes against Russian airfields. He said that the Russian side has repeatedly pointed out that the United States and its satellites are increasingly being consolidated in the status of participants in the Ukrainian conflict. Putin, in the meantime, said that Western nations are intentionally seeding chaos and violence to achieve their geopolitical goals. The conflict in Ukraine is an attempt by the U.S. and its satellites to use the country to harm Russia. Putin went on to say that for years the West has been brazenly draining and exploiting Ukraine's resources, de facto turned this nation into a colony, and is now cynically using the Ukrainian people as cannon fodder, a battering ram against Russia, as it keeps delivering weapons and munitions to Ukraine and sending mercenaries. This violence is just one example of destructive influence that Western nations exert around the world in an attempt to preserve dominance in the global stage. Putin also warned that the risk of nuclear war was growing. In fact, Russia may consider formally adding the possibility of a preventive nuclear first strike to disarm an opponent to its military doctrine. The Russian president told reporters that we're thinking about this. If we are talking about disarming strike, perhaps we should think about using the approaches of our American partners.
Let's contemplate this for a moment. You see this? This was prophesied in the Bible thousands of years ago. And there it is. Okay. There it is. This is how the world is going to end. The world as we know it, the age, the eon, right? The rule of the heathen or of the Gentiles, right, is going to end like this. Why? Because these heathen, you can kill each other. You're going to kill each other. We're going to kill you too. Going to kill you too. You're not going to escape. That's not what the scriptures say. It says our enemies are going to watch us be what they call saved. All right, continue.
citing what he called U.S. strategies to use high accuracy missiles for a preventive strike. These comments were Putin's second on the nuclear issue this week. As I just stated, he said that the risk of atomic warfare is rising and called Russia's arsenal a deterrent factor in conflicts. Russia's doctrine currently envisions using nuclear weapons as a last resort, only in the event of a threat to the state's existence. Now, with that said, Dmitry Peskov stated that an exchange of high-profile prisoners by Russia and the U.S. this week should not be seen as an indication of improving bilateral relations. Negotiations between Moscow and Washington were exclusively about the exchange. It would be wrong, he said, to make hypothetical conclusions that it may serve as a step towards escaping the crisis that we currently have in bilateral relations. They remain in a poor state. Now, with that said, it's also been reported that the U.S. will deploy additional infantry troops to the Baltic country of Estonia in the coming weeks, specifically to strengthen defenses on NATO's eastern flank. The deployment consists of U.S. Infantry Company, a unit typically consisting of 80 to 250 soldiers that will be accompanied by high-mobility artillery rocket systems, known as HIMARS, as well as associated command and control equipment and systems. The Estonian defense minister stated that the decision marks a significant enhancement of the U.S. rotational military presence in Estonia and the Baltic states, demonstrating the United States' long-standing commitment to the security of our region and greatly enhancing NATO's posture. Finally, it reports that last week, Russia's neighbor Estonia said it would acquire the advanced HIMARS to boost its defense capabilities in the Baltic country's largest arms procurement project ever, worth more than $200 million. Over at the Pentagon, they have determined that China's Type O-94 ballistic missile submarines have replaced their JL-2 submarine-launched ballistic missiles with the new improved JL-3, which means that those missiles could strike the continental United States.
Those what? See that missile? This is China. This isn't Vlad Putin. This is Xi Jinping. Everybody's got nukes. You think that they're not going to be used? This is how close we are to nuclear annihilation. MAD, mutually assured destruction. Okay? These people are about to kill each other with nuclear missiles. This is not something that's made up. This is something that's been in the works for 2,000 years. All right? This is the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai making this thing happen. And yes, they're going to use them because they're under supreme mind control. The supreme being is mind controlling Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, Joe Biden, Angela Merkel, all of them. Just like he hardened Pharaoh's heart, right? God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Okay, that word heart means your mind. It's the Hebrew word lob. Your heart is your mind. And your mind is under the control of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, supreme mind control.
A protected bastion within the South China Sea. The missile's range is reported to be 10,000 plus kilometers, which works out to 6,213 miles. But from the South China Sea, a JL-3 missile can only hit Hawaii and Alaska.
To the ends of the earth, to the ends of the world.
Home to America's ground-based interceptor missile system. The JL-3 could also potentially reach even further. If China's missile subs changed their patrol areas to include the Bay of Bohai, most of North and South Dakota would fall into range, as well as Montana, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Utah, and California.
When they shall begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Targeting the rest of the U.S. is possible, but would require Chinese submarines to move into the western Pacific, beyond Japan and Taiwan, where Chinese air and naval forces cannot protect them from enemy anti-submarine warfare forces. Unlike American missile submarines, Chinese submarines are not quite enough to survive on their own just yet. So definitely some very, very interesting news in regards to China. And they have increasingly become a bigger and bigger threat over the years, especially in the last year with Taiwan. But as always, I will continue to keep you updated. And with that said, please do leave your comments below.
Right. How's that for a war report or an update? Let's get that one landed. So lucky that it took so long. We're going to Matthew. You know it. 24. We normally do this. These reports, right? Let's go here. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors. Right? Rumors of wars. Threats. Some threats going on, right? Reports of wars. And news of battles far away. So we got news reports. We have rumors and threats. All right, and there you have it. Threats of what? Of the missiles. Okay? And we're good with it. Totally good with it. All right? I'll end it right there. Shall I get Revelation real quick? The earthquake? Revelation 11 and 13, right? Is it 13? And the same hour as what? As when we got beamed up into the chariot. We're saved and our enemies beheld it. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. What is that great earthquake? It's mutually assured destruction. Okay. And the 10th part of the city, what city? America, fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7. Everybody died that wasn't beamed up, that didn't come up hither and ascend up to heaven in a cloud. Our enemies, what happened to them? They were slain. Every one of them, all 7, a complete number. And the remnant, who's the remnant? The ones that got beamed up, ones that said, come up hither and ascended up to heaven in a cloud. We were afraid because we were still alive to be afraid and gave glory to the power of heaven. Guess what? The second woe, World War II, is past. And behold, the third woe, World War III, cometh quickly. All right. So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. You brothers and sisters, with that, I'm going to say shalom.